to do the next session, that is boosting performance through automation in finance. And to do this, I would request Mr. Vimal Ladha, CFO PSIPL, one of the India's largest indigenous integrated facility management service company with over 2 decades of cross-sector experience in finance, textile services, and facility management. He has driven business growth through financial transformation, operational efficiency, and automation. Vimal has received multiple prestigious honors, including the CFO India Power List, CFO 100 Awards across categories like cost control, digital transformation, and innovation, the Finance Innovation Award from Business World, and the CFO of the Year by Acromic Point Forum. A frequent industry speaker, Vimal is also passionate about running, who has completed over 20 marathons, including an ultra marathon. Huge round of applause for Mr. Vimal Ladha. Over to you, sir.
Hello, am I audible? Good afternoon, everyone. So, what I've done, I have covered what journey we have went through at PSIPL, which is our organization, what innovation we have done. Because theoretically, you may find a lot of things. I thought I'll cover the practical aspect and how we have started our journey and how we are still doing. So, recently we have done one case study and one of the implementation through AI. So that I'll cover in my case studies. So we are into facility management company, which is like we help clients. So that is one of the basic principle to achieve client's goal. And the industry is working on very thin margin. So always we have to think how we deliver better experience and with efficiency. So that is core of our business. So this journey we started in year 2018 and we started with RPA. So that was the first innovation we got into our organization. It was not easy. So we started identifying where you can apply RPA. So you have a rule-based and repetitive task, like any task you are doing which is repetitive and which is rule-based. So the bot is not intelligent that time. Now bots are also intelligent. How you can integrate those with your systems, that is also key. So you have various systems like your ERP, SAP, Navision, or your CRM, or your HRMS, multiple other various software. You have your manufacturing software. So how you can integrate those bots with your existing system. And since we work on very thin margin, our always idea is that we are not going to make a large investment, but with small investment, how can we bridge the gap between two systems? That was the idea on that we started our journey. So I'll just run through now what journey, how we have started. So first was how, as an organization, you are ready to invest or not. So that is the first mindset you have to bring in that, okay, as an organization, we want to do innovation at finance level and other functions also. Because when we talk of innovation, normally finance function used to be like on the back side. They are not that ready to change any processes. And we have to be patient. So we were very clear that, okay, in the year 1, year 2, we may not get the results what we are desire. Okay, so you have to keep patience with the outcome. So when we started our journey, first year, nothing happened. People were not ready to change because they were afraid of that we may lose our jobs. That was the first hurdle we have faced, and then we started having sessions with our teams. Then the next step is you connect with stakeholders. So it's not only finance, like operation, HR, sales. We have covered every processes. We have started sitting with them and identifying which process can be built into RPA or other innovation. So it was the first step where you identify which processes can be done, how it can be done. So there were, initially we identified 20 processes, and to start with, we selected 6 processes to go. Once the process is selected, the team sat with the IT team and started identifying how to solutionize. So you have to identify what process can be done. So I'll give you an example. That time we were having P2P process, which is procure to pay, and it was totally manual process. If you implement any software, it is going to cost you too much. So we have broken down that into 5 processes, and we have stitched those processes through RP. one of the examples, that is why like you have to see how much you can save money, at the same time innovation can come into picture. One thing which we still doing is constant review. Because what happened, what implemented in 2019, 20 or 23 may not be relevant today. So every year we do still review all the processes. We have stopped using 4 boards last year because those processes are now not required. We have implemented new technology. So you have to do continuous review of the processes, whether it is relevant as of now or not. So I'll now cover 2 case studies. I have chosen 3 case studies, and the results are amazing. First is client billing. So in our industry, after every month we do a client billing. So client approve our attendance at the site people. The information comes to our head office, and the billing team used to generate the bills. It was entirely manual process. The billing team used to get maybe more 100,000 mails in a month, like starting from 1st to 10th, which is the billing cycle. And then the format used to be different. Somebody is sending in different format, somebody is sending in his format. The person used to download the mail, check the Excel sheet, compare with the pricing which was approved by the client, then manually go and prepare in the SAP the billing. The process was so lengthy, and normally instead of 10th, we used to close our billing cycle by 15th, 20th, or sometime 25th. In this process, a lot of manual error. Sometimes the mail says come, the person has forgot to read, and the billing used to delayed. And in our industry, the payroll cost is more than 80%. So even if you have not received the money from client, you have to pay to the employees. So the working capital was consuming, and we were incurring a lot of interest cost. So we have started this process, and it took 24 months to get the actual result. We started in phased manner. We started with maybe 20% of the billing. We have brought the process where the simple billing was there, just the coming. So the bot was implemented, and it helped in reduction of 80% of manpower, reduction in 60% of working capital, and the best part is more than 70% of the interest cost has reduced by putting one process. Smooth going. Even at the night also, the person is sending the billing instruction from the site, bill is generated, IRN is happening, digital signature is happening, fully automated. No need for manual intervention. As of now, more than 80% of our billing is happening through this process. Over the period when we started, the digital signature was not automated, IRN was not automated. Now, over the period, we have done fully automation. So this one process, as of now, more than 90% reduction in the interest cost has given to us. The other key aspect in our business is compliances. So there are 24 states where we have our manpower. Every year, 2 times in a year, there is a change in the minimum wages, and you have to keep track of that. Now, whether you are fully compliant or not, you have more than 1,000 sites. How do you keep the check? So once we finalize the salary register, the bot has a updated data. So my compliance team update the updated salary data, minimum wages data. Bot goes and run along with the salary register, check whether the site is compliant or not. One of the key aspects, because if you are not compliant, client is going to put a penalty on me. It checks and gives us a report that these are the sites where minimum wages has revision happened and we have not implemented in system. So immediately the person will revise the salary, reprocess, and then the payout happen. So it has ensured 100% compliant, which is one of the key for our business. And client satisfaction also, because client do not want any non-compliance on their end because they are the principal employer in our case. This is the newly implemented document summary. Here we have used AI as a tool. So we participate in a lot of tender and RFQs where the document is running into more than 100 pages. Now, one of the person's job is to, whenever there is a document, he will go through the document, prepare a summary, and share with all the key stakeholders whether we have to. So it gives you the idea that whether you can participate in the tender or not, what are the key things when you submit your bid, and what are the risks the tender may bring to your organization. So those things we are. So we have developed a tool which is still like developing, but first phase is done, where we upload the document. We have a predefined set of questions which we want to get out of from any document. We upload those questions, and it gives you the summary, whatever result is required, like whether any bank guarantee is required, what are the penalty trigger points, what are the payment terms, what are the things, SOW, key SOW, which we have to keep in mind, whether migrant staff is allowed or not. All those things we have covered in our document, and it's give you. So the person earlier used to read the document, spend maybe half a day or full day to prepare the summary. Now within half an hour, we get this summary. Here we are using ChatGPT. The only challenge we have with ChatGPT is that every time it gives you little different output, because we don't have the API of that. So we are working with some other partner to get the API. But it has really helped. Almost 85% of the time is saved for that person, and we get a quick result for that. So this is the newly implemented. So till now we have automated more than 20 processes, not restricted to finance, but operation, compliance, HR, procurement. So this is our journey, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Any questions? Any 2 or 3 questions?
These all processes you check of PSIPL only, or you check the process of client also?
No, this is for PSIPL.
That's so if the client is not following all these processes, then you are not responsible?
No, so these are my processes. I am not linked to. So client will approve the attendance. I have to raise the bill, or the compliance is primary responsibility is mine. So I have to do the compliance for client.
Thank you.
So as an organization, we continue to evolve. Right now, we have implemented 3 more processes I have not covered. One is P2P, entire P2P cycle, right from indent. So we have a process where every month my site team order the material for the site. And the amount is like 2,000 to 5,000 rupees, very small, 50, 60 items. So every month we used to raise the PO through RP and then. Now what we have done a P2P implementation wherein the site team put the indent in the software, approval is given by the operation team, and the PO is generated and it is going to the vendor partner. They deliver. The vendor partner ARC rates are there, so annual rate contract is there. It is updated in the software. It goes to vendor partner, they accept it. Once they accept, the site team is aware that it has been accepted by the vendor partner, because till now that process was manual. Once the material is delivered, they upload the invoice, delivery challan, it is approved by my site team, and then the procurement team and finance team process the bill. So this is one of the process we have recently implemented. We have done tax automation for GST, the entire cycle we have. So there were 4 processes, different processes, we have integrated that also. On the AI side, we are doing, like I mentioned, document summary, we are further exploring what can be done better, because today the answer is coming every time different answers. Because we are working with the partners who can give you API so that the answer remains the same every time we go.
Yes, sir.
Hi. Couple of questions. One, if you can give a ballpark number, what has been the ROI of this activity, this automation? And second, what were the major hurdles other than adoption in implementing these? And how did you navigate those?
Okay. So I always tell, like my first, if you see, I've said, you have to patience for the investment which you do. So ROI is different for different processes. Like in my case, the one process was able to reduce the 90% of my interest cost. So in March 20, the interest cost was something. Now today, it is just 10% interest. One process has done. It took 5 years to reach that stage. So ROI will depend on what effectiveness you are able to bring the process and how effective that process. Like for compliances, it is more of a company reputation. So I cannot put a ROI there because as an organization, we want to be fully compliant. So ROI may not be there, but as an organization, you have to be there. In terms of implementation, you will face a lot of challenges. Like I mentioned, first challenge we faced, people were not coming forward. So one of my team member came to me in 2018. उसने बोला सर एक चीज़ पूछनी है. ये आप जो बिलिंग का करा रहे हो उससे मेरा जॉब का क्या होएगा? That he candidly asked. I assured, then I realized that what is the problem, why people aren't coming forward. So did a session with the entire team and gave assurance that nobody's job will be gone. Today that person is my accounts receivable head. So what happened? You are bringing the team member upward because now they are doing the better job rather than just generating the manual task and all those things. So that has helped. Second thing, you have to involve the stakeholders. So the push from top is there, but you have to see the process, what is there at the ground, and you have to involve the ground level team. I see a lot of places where there is a big bang, okay, we have to do this, but when it goes to ground, it is getting failed because we are not involving the ground level team, where they are facing, what is the exact problem in the process. So you have to involve the key teams in the entire process.
Yes,
Thank you.
Is it applicable to a process industries also and the discrete manufacturing also? Both the industries covered?
I think any process, any automation you can do anywhere. That is what my reading. Because every company has a different process, different thing, and they will require automation. The process which I mentioned may not be applicable to you, but different process may be applicable.
Anyone else? One last question. Great. Thank you so much, sir. And I would request you to please take center stage. And I would request Mr. Yogesh Udoji, CFO Moto 1000 Finance, to do the honors. Thank you so much.